Warning, if you don't like spoilers, do not watch the video.
Hi, welcome to Some Film Snobs. I'm Matt Smith.
I'm Sean Reinert.
And today we are doing a review of Alita, Battle Angel. So, as you may have noticed, Jacob Ramos isn't here. Well, it's flu season, and it hit Jacob really hard.
Yeah, he's not doing that well, so,
We wish him a very speedy recovery.
Yep. Anyway, so, let's talk about Alita Battle Angel, the newest Robert Rodriguez, James Cameron film.
Yeah, the newest. Make it sound like it's not the first one. Then again, I'm honestly not that smart when it comes to film history. I believe that Citizen Kane was the first film to have narrative structure. That's right. The Wizard of Oz didn't have narrative structure. Citizen Kane did.
So, Alita Battle Angel is about Alita, who is a deactivated female cyborg. And she can't remember anything about her past, but she begins to remember, like, a war she was in 300 years ago. This takes place in, what is it, 2564?
Yeah, something like that,
Something like that. Whatever. Like,
yeah.
Way after we would be dead. But, so, basically it's about Alita trying to find out who she is, but also there's a sport called Mortar Ball involved. She becomes what they call a hunter-warrior. They take out cyborgs for money, I assume, or whatever their currency is.
Yeah, cyborgs and things, and for creds. They take them out, if I remember correctly. They had to commit a crime. They're basically vigilantes with a code.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like a bunch of Batmen got together and said, okay, we're gonna hunt down criminals.
But, yeah, so, Matt, what is your thoughts on, the movie? Just, like, quick thoughts before we get too deep into it.
Quick thoughts? Oh, I really liked the movie. Really liked it. Really good.
Well, that was brief.
You asked for quick thoughts there, mister. You asked for quick thoughts.
I know, but damn, that was brief.
Oh, yeah. Okay, give me your version of what brief thoughts are.
I like the movie. Even with its flaws, a lot of the flaws are very forgivable. And it's incredibly entertaining. And I would definitely like to see what they do with this franchise in the future. Because one thing I didn't know was that this was part one of a series. I knew going in this was based off a Japanese manga called, well, it's not called Alita Battle Angel. I forget the name, but I'll whoever's editing this video, probably me, will put it up in the editing thing. And, yeah, it's a good movie. I would like to see what they do with it. So,
Let's get into some specifics here.
yeah, let's talk about a couple of the characters, because I feel like that's very essential to this movie. So,
Oh, definitely.
Alita, played by Rosa Salazar, I think is how you pronounce her last name. I'm sorry if I butchered these last names. She was very good in this movie.
Oh, yes, she was.
Yeah, I didn't know what she's done before. Like, I was just like, this is a name I don't recognize, but...
You know what's funny? I was just about to ask, has she done anything before?
She played a character called Brenda in Maze Runner, which I've never seen any of those movies, and,
neither have I.
she did the voice of Copperhead in Batman Arkham Origins.
Oh.
Oh, and she was Lucy in Bird Box, but,
I didn't see Bird Box, so...
Bird Box sucks. But anyway. So, I think Alita's a very interesting character. She certainly developed a lot in this movie, although there is, like, this one point where I was kind of, like... Because there's a part where they, like, find an old battleship, right?
Yes, I remember. She jumps in the water.
From when she was in a war. And she's just like, oh, I recognize this. And I'm just kind of like, what? Like, you recognize that just by looking at it?
Oh,
Like,
sometimes that happens. I mean...
yeah, I know, but it felt so sudden. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
I kind of understand what you mean, but, like, I don't have the same problem with that, because...
I don't consider it a problem. It's just something I thought about. I was
okay. Okay. It's not something I would have thought about, really, because it just didn't seem that out of place to me.
Yeah, so, that's Alita, basically. Dr. Ido, played by Christoph Waltz. He's also a very interesting character.
I'd say so, yeah.
You know, he came from their version of heaven. I forget what it's called, but it's basically like, kind of like heaven.
Yeah, it's funny. I just saw the movie and I forgot the name.
It's heaven and you don't die. I don't know. It's a weird name. That's why I don't remember, but I know what it is. You get taken up there and stuff like that. It's basically the rich. And like a class system. So he was born there. Oh, by the way, spoilers if we didn't give you the warning already.
We give them the warning in every video, so...
I know I'm teasing them, but...
Well, I'm not always privy to that. I think you're always serious, even when you're not.
But, he came from this heaven, not heaven land, and went down to the city. I forget the name of the city. I don't know, the one thing... I'm terrible with, like, remembering, like, city names and stuff like that. Anyway, I just think he was a very interesting character.
Yeah, me too. I liked his character, and I thought just everything. I was pleasantly surprised that they didn't turn out to be some kind of bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I always hate in movies where it's like, there's that stupid twist. He's doing these terrible things. He's hiding all these secrets. He's a bad guy.
Oh, yeah, when he's, like, killing off all those cyborgs at night. What do they call him? They call him the hash-singing slasher? No, they don't call him that, but...
Whatever they call him. I know what you... Like, I was thinking myself in the theater when we see the scene of him coming back after that one night. I thought he killed that woman for parts or something. That was the first thing I thought.
That actually, I think, was pretty good. Was that... I hate using this term, but it kind of subverted my expectations there.
Well, here's the thing. It actually subverted your expectations. It didn't just say, oh, here's something we're gonna do. Oops, totally bullshit thing. Oh, you think that, Finn's gonna sacrifice himself? Now fuck you! Graceful romance comes crashing in like the fucking Titanic!
Well, the thing is, the movie kinda does that, but it's not obnoxious.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's not so left field, it becomes stupid. Like...
It's not Luke throwing a lightsaber up at the beginning of Last Jedi.
I'm in the theater and I'm thinking to myself internally, oh, he's gonna be the bad guy. No, he wasn't the bad guy. He was just, killing these, like, criminal cyborgs for parts. I was like, that's interesting.
That's how you subvert expectations.
Yeah, that got me hooked.
Take that, Rian Johnson!
Well, anyway, we do have just a couple more characters to go over.
Exactly. Hugo, my favorite Martin Scorsese movie.
Oh, Hugo, the boyfriend. I was...
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going in order of the IMDb list here. But... Hugo, he's played by Kean Johnson.
Well, okay, what has he done before?
He was in a show called Nashville on CMT.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Which I've heard about, but I've never watched. I heard it's alright.
Same here.
I think for the most...
God damn it! You're lucky. Fuck you, CREC! You had to go! This is gonna be a running gag throughout all of some Film Snobs. Every fucking review, we're gonna have some phone call interrupt. It's gonna be my phone, ring while we're making a point. My God! It was funny with Ant-Man. It's still funny now.
Wait a minute. Did you actually pick up the phone?
I picked it up physically and then stared at it for a minute.
Yeah, but I heard a beep, like when you put it down. Did you actually answer?
No, someone else did. Oh my God.
Anyway. That's gonna be like my new catchphrase. Anyway.
Yes.
So, Hugo, I think he was an interesting character.
I'd say so.
But something about him just felt a little off.
Again, I see what you mean.
I don't, how do I describe this? It's hard for me to describe. It's like, weird choices were made with his character, but they weren't, like, none of it made me angry. It just kind of made me go, what?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, spoiler alert again, the whole idea that he's getting these robots for parts, it seems odd.
Yeah, Which, by the way, I have to mention this. As soon as
Go
they
ahead.
revealed that he was the one doing that with his friends, there was some Jeff Bezos looking ass next to me with her fucking daughter, who wouldn't shut his fucking whore mouth.
Oh God. Do you want to talk about not shutting this?
I called it. Ooh, I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh Christ! You know what? I had an experience
Why
like that
don't
in the theater.
Matt? Here's what I thought to myself internally. Why don't I stick my fingers through your eye sockets, throw you to the ground, and kick your fucking bald ass head off into the sky like it's a game of fucking football?
Okay, can I tell you about my version of that? Because I went through the same thing.
Oh, you had the same experience?
The same experience. That's what I was trying to interrupt you with. I didn't know you weren't done. Okay. So in the movie, you know that scene when Alita goes to that bar and Francis is, trying to intimidate her or something, or telling her about the bounty hunters?
Francis, that was the guy with the sword, right?
Yes.
Sorry, there was a lot of characters. Anyway.
It's okay. That's how I remembered him. Ajax, Francis, whatever you can name him. He's the guy from Deadpool.
Yeah.
Okay. The woman behind me loudly said, "He can't act. He just can't act." She kept going. That's when I go, "Bitch, shut the hell up! We don't need to hear your commentary. You're not getting paid. Is your name Roger Ebert?"
That is kind of interesting that she did say that though, because the one thing I like the acting in this film, but
Me too.
the thing is, it kind of feels like live action Dragon Ball.
It does, but that's what I liked about it. It was.
But I feel like that was the intention. The intention was to kind of make like a live action anime. And if you ever watched like Dragon Ball Z or something like that, they always speak like this and they're super cheesy and all that kind of stuff,
Oh yeah,
So
but I think
feel like not a lot of people are gonna get that.
Sean, I mean, I got it.
No, I mean like the general audience, like the dumb guy who just goes to a movie and like, ooh, I recognize Michael Bay. But what's great about the acting in this film is I felt like everybody had fun, especially the villains. Like they all had fun doing their parts, like, especially that big guy. I forget the character's name, but he's played by Jackie Earle Haley.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, he's the one that goes, "Little flea," all the time.
Ah, he was great. He was really great.
See, you can tell he was having fun doing that. And he knew his dialogue was stupid, so he just went with it. And I love it.
That's the kind of acting I like.
So, I think the acting's pretty good for this movie.
Oh yeah, it fits the story they're going for. It fits the style of the film.
It's not perfect, but it's kind of what I expect. It's kind of what I expect from this kind of movie.
It's certainly better than the acting in, well, Glass.
Oh god, yeah. Another thing about this movie that I actually really liked a lot, and I think it's probably the movie's strongest aspect, is the action.
Yes.
I mean, it's Robert Rodriguez, and it's good Robert Rodriguez. It isn't Spy Kids Robert Rodriguez. Like, I think in terms of Robert Rodriguez films, this is up there with, like, some of his greater films, like, From Dusk Till Dawn, or Desperado, El Mariachi. Machete, if you count that. Nah, I'm just kidding. But every action sequence felt like it had a purpose. I saw the perfect description in a YouTube comment, actually, and I agree with it 100%. Every action sequence feels like the final epic action sequence. Every final epic action sequence, if that makes any sense.
No, I know what you mean. It's like, it doesn't feel like, oh, all the other stuff is pretty boring and standard, but then that last one was amazing. It's like every single one stands out.
Yeah, like, I remember, like, the Motorball action sequence. Which, by the way, why isn't Motorball, like, a video game or something?
I was actually thinking, during that big chase sequence near the end,
Yeah.
I was thinking, there should have been a video game. There should have been an Alita video game to advertise this movie.
No, all they have to do, Matt, is turn Motorball into a video game. Like, something in the vein of Rocket League. Like, I would play that shit all the time.
Actually, I say we do both. Just because I want my open world, parkour-based, cyborg fighting game. And then I also want to be able to... It's going to be like the Harry Potter franchise, where there's a bunch of games based on the stories on those stories, and then randomly there's a Quidditch game. Just...
Right, yeah.
There you go. Harry Potter reference.
So, there goes the action. And there was one thing I read about, and I've always knew about this since the first trailer came out.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that were distracted by the big eyes on Alita.
I can see why, but
I don't know where they're coming from because it never distracted me. Maybe it's because internally in my head, like, I just knew, like, oh, it's CGI, she's a cyborg, it doesn't bother me. I actually think the design looks kind of cool.
it was really something that when you're watching the movie, you just get used to.
Yeah, but there was people, like, not liking it when the trailers came out, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't bother me.
I mean, I thought the eyes were weird, but outside of that, like, the movie was good.
Like, that's a weird thing to nitpick on.
I just thought, well, the eyes look weird, but oh wow, the story's really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, like, even if the story's a little messy, mostly in terms of pacing, and I think the ending's a little weird.
Yeah, I'll say so.
What's great is that what matters to me is if I'm invested, I want to learn more, and if I'm satisfied. And it left me with all three. And I was entertained. Like, it's a very entertaining movie, even if you don't, like, care about all the other shit.
I'm just gonna say, I cannot wait for the sequel, if there is one.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if they are going to make a sequel, because I'm hoping to... Because, you know, with movie studios like this, it all depends on the box office.
Yeah.
So, I would definitely like for there to be, like, a sequel or two to finish off the story.
Me too.
I've never read the original manga, so that might be my first manga ever, because I actually want to know more about these characters and stuff like that, because I like this story, it's interesting, and I like this world and stuff like that, and I can totally see why James Cameron wanted to produce and make this film.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I was watching interviews with him, and James Cameron, say what you will, you know, about Avatar and Titanic, but he does know what he's doing.
He is a smart man when it comes to things.
He knows exactly the movie he wants to make, and he gets it made.
Indeed.
As you can tell, I like James Cameron.
Yeah, I like him too.
Even if I don't particularly like Titanic or Avatar.
I just don't care about Titanic and, I mean, Unobtainium.
Unobtainium.
The first draft name.
We must get the Unobtainium.
That's the first thing they thought of in the writing room, and they said, okay, we don't need any other names, it's perfect. But it sounds like a thing your 5-year-old made.
It's so stupid. Anyway, and Robert Rodriguez, say what you will about him as well, but, like, he knows what he wants as well. So I think these two filmmakers were the perfect combination for this kind of film.
Yes.
And you can totally tell, like, what was Robert Rodriguez and what was James Cameron, because there's, like, certain shots in the movie, especially when people are getting killed. Oh, that's another thing about this movie. This movie's pretty fucking brutal.
Oh, it is, and I loved it.
For something that's PG-13, this is pretty brutal and pretty bloody.
This is an old PG-13, Sean. We're not talking about, like, today's PG-13. We're talking old-fashioned PG-13.
Yeah, because most PG-13 movies now, you know, are basically kids' movies.
PG-13. Remember the old days? Remember Doc Hollywood?
But somebody gets sliced in half in this movie, and you see it.
It was amazing.
Alita drops the F-bomb. The hero drops the F-bomb.
And it works, you know? It's a good use of the word fuck.
Fuck you. Actually, you know what it reminded me of?
Yeah?
Did you ever see the movie Oblivion?
Yes, Tom Cruise.
The one
Morgan
with
Freeman.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Well, I just remember the very end of that movie. He's, like, facing off of that robot. I think her name was Sally. And I think that was the first time, because I forget how old I was when that movie came out, but I think that was the first time I heard the word fuck in a movie, in a theater before.
Huh.
Because that stuck with me ever since and that's the only time I've watched the movie. And it stuck with me for some reason. I don't know why, but it did.
You know, first time you heard it in a theater setting, I guess.
Fuck you, Sally. Anyway. But, yeah, this movie was, like, surprisingly brutal.
I know, but I loved how brutal it was.
But I kind of wonder, though, if, like, they had to tone it down.
Possibly.
It feels, like, toned down. Like, it feels like there was, like, an R-rated cut, but then the MPAA was like, no. Because, you know, the MPAA...
We don't want to see dogs die.
But I was like, damn, they got away with a lot. Like,
I know. At least we didn't see the dog die.
oh, yeah, there was that.
Yeah.
DoesTheDogDie.com. I did the work for you.
Yeah, it dies.
The dog dies in Alita.
It dies.
Off screen. Which I was kind of like, oh my fucking god, I hate you now.
My heart would have broken even more if it died on screen.
Oh, that would have been the worst.
It would have been a real bad experience.
Boomer will not live.
You say you hate the subs critic, and yet you keep referencing him.
Cause his old episodes were funny.
I know that. I'm teasing you.
I know.
I got you back. Now instead of me being confused and taking you seriously, you're confused and taking me seriously. It's perfect.
Now you sound like an anime villain.
Yeah, I know I do.
You may not know what I'm going to do, but that's not gonna help you because you're not gonna know what I'm gonna do. Strange, isn't it? Anyway, so recording this has been a mess, but Matt, what are your final thoughts on Alita Battle Angel?
I really enjoyed the movie, really liked the action. I think this could have been a video game. Also, like, both the motorball and just this story. Great characters, great acting, overall, good time. Hope there's a sequel. I'll be buying this movie and watching it like multiple times, I'm sure.
I definitely will too. One thing to note, we didn't see. Did you see this in 3D? Because I didn't.
I didn't either.
Okay.
I don't like 3D.
Apparently, this is one of those movies you were supposed to watch in 3D.
Like
but,
Avatar.
You know, 3D's fucking stupid.
Here's the thing. I saw Avatar in 3D. It was worth it. I saw Toy Story 3 in 3D. Wasn't worth it. I saw Call with Chance of Meatballs in 3D. That was pretty worth it.
The last 3D movie I saw was The Hobbit.
The last 3D movie I saw was Doctor Strange in IMAX.
That had to look interesting. But,
it was, and that is an IMAX movie.
So you give a thumbs up?
I give a thumbs up.
I give a thumbs up too. There's most of the flaws in this movie are very minor.
Yes.
I really was interested in the story. I definitely want to know more about this world and these characters. And if there's a sequel that's going to be made, I don't know if they're making a sequel or not, but I would definitely like to see it because
Me too.
Want to see more. I want to see where they can go with this, and I'm definitely going to pick up the original source material and read it, which is going to be my first manga, so...
I think I'll do the same. Won't be my first reading
of
a manga.
Guys, I'm now a weeaboo. Now I have to, now I'm going to buy manga. Now I'm going to buy a sword, throwing stars, have waifu pillows.
Please don't.
Full on
Please don't. Please don't.
I'm fucking joking, Matt. Did you?
I'm what? I know that. I am too.
I know.
But you were on the joke. You were supposed to be all like, I'm gonna do this, I'm becoming a weeaboo, and I'm trying to act like I'm a disgusted, like the total, like, for no reason, even though, like, whatever. Yeah, it was just,
Well, I guess we can say to the audience who was expecting, that joke to end properly. I guess we can say we subverted your expectations.
Oh, call me Ryan Johnson, because I subverted your expectations.
Fuck me in the ass, Luke Skywalker. Anyway, so this movie gets a thumbs up for me, and this gets a thumbs up for Matt.
Yep, thumbs up from me.
Go check out Alita Battle Angels, so...
Yeah.
We'll end this review here.
This has been, Some Film Snobs. I'm Matt Smith.
I'm Sean Reinert.
And I'm Jacob Ramos. That was terrible. I think we can agree with that.
You are a horrible human being.
Oh, I am. And Jacob can come punch me, right?
If you enjoy our content, then please consider supporting Some Film Snobs on Patreon. Thank you.